Hello everyone. Welcome to Aspire's webinar on digital SANS continuous testing. Are you ready to pay the price? Today we have three members as part of the panel. Myself, Vasu Swaminathan, Head of Quality Engineering at Aspire Systems. And we have Jayanth Krishnan, our Senior Test Automation Consultant from Aspire Systems. And we have Sujatha Sugumaran, Senior Performance Automation Consultant from Aspire Systems. So today's webinar, as the title says, is about digital challenges pertaining to digital testing and how do we set up continuous testing in a digital environment, and what are the challenges or what are the issues that applications face in the digital world when a continuous testing is not set up to meet the goals of digital applications. Before we get started with the digital testing related aspects. So if you look at the slide on your screens, so to basically say what digital is all about, in very simple terms, it bridges the gap between the right people and the right products just in time. And digital is a combination of latest technologies and devices to bring products within the reach of the consumer's fingertips, anywhere, anytime. And digital is no more a futuristic concept, but rather a way of life for businesses to be sustainable. And while traditional channels are application-centric and functionality-focused, digital offers lifecycle automation with a focus on customer centricity. So essentially, digital is the way to future, and the future era is going to be on digital. And it's extremely important to make a note that a lot of companies, a lot of enterprises, everybody is moving towards digital, and it's important to put together the right testing strategy in order to be successful in the digital world. With that being said, we'll also look at how digital is taking over the market. So the Dilbert cartoon that we see here basically talks about the world that we are currently in, and just to substantiate the cartoon itself, if you look at it today, 85% of the Fortune 500 companies, most of them are moved into the latest technologies in the digital platform. And by 2020, analysts say that there will be over 200 billion devices connected to the internet. 74% of American and European retail, healthcare, and manufacturing companies have already developed intelligent products and are building more. And almost 90% of companies claim that the main benefit of digital transformation is the increase in employee productivity. That goes without saying. So these are very clear indicators as to where the world is moving towards and why it's important to, if you are a company, if you are somebody who is working on the digital side of things, it is extremely important to make sure that your quality and testing goals are in line with your digital milestones and your digital roadmap. So with that being said, a quick look at what digital transformation means before we get into the testing aspect of it. So digital transformation essentially is about radically expanding the reach and the improvements of performance within the means of technology. And it is all about business transformation. As we said earlier, it's about the customer centricity, which is essentially business transformation. And it's more than technology. It's a human differentiator. And it's all about social media, mobile, analytics, and cloud, and the proliferation through such means, actually. And this social media, mobile, analytics, cloud is all about disruptive technologies such as big data, mobility, cloud, and things like that. So everything here is disruptive, anything, anywhere, and anytime. And apparently, all of that connect back to just one main essence, which is customer engagement or user experience or customer behavior. It's all about the customer essentially, and it's all about innovation and competition. Having said that, here is a quick look at what Gartner predicts towards 2020 for digital companies. So by 2020, Gartner says that 75% of the companies who have already started embracing digital initiatives will get there, and only 25% of companies will not be actually in the digital map. And of these companies, 70% of them would succeed. Of the 75% of companies that embrace digital, 70% of them would succeed only if there is specialized talent and technical expertise in testing. Otherwise, they won't succeed in that. So 70% of the businesses will fail due to lack of specialized talent and technical expertise in testing digital transformation process. From here, I would like to hand over the baton to Sujatha Sugumaran, who will drive us through the needs towards continuous testing and how to set up a digital testing strategy in order to be successful in the digital roadmap for your applications. Thank you for listening.
So this is Sujatha here. I am here to talk about digital quality assurance, the challenges around it, and what are the priorities for the QA in digital quality assurance, and what's the strategy to go with. Before I go about the digital quality assurance challenges, maybe I would like to talk a little more about digital transformation itself, maybe in continuation to what Vasu had been telling. I'd like to go a little bit more on what is digital transformation by giving some example. Let's consider the traditional world where early few or 10 years back, all it used to be before Web 2.1, all it used to be like where we go for shopping. So I'm taking retail example. So if you have to buy some product, you go to a store, you browse the products, you read the reviews, and you compare things, and you see what are the offers you have for the week, and you buy the product. Maybe you would even try in the store and buy them and pick them up, come home. With Web 2.0 coming in, all this transferred to online. So you got the end customers got an opportunity to do the same through online. So they were able to see the promotion in online. They were able to browse the product in online, buy them, and get that delivered home. So all these were like incrementing the user's experience. Now with the digital transformation coming in, this experience is even more incrementing in the favor of customer. So now with the digital transformation, user can, companies have enabled such a way that user can browse a product online, buy it from mobile, and order it to pick up from the store, whatnot. If when the product is delivered, if they don't like, they can even call the customer care and ask them to pick up, everything. So, it goes not just in one channel, goes beyond multiple channels, and but works seamlessly. So this is the nature of digital transformation. So customer doesn't have to wait for anything. They can get their things done from anywhere, anytime. So, but these disruptive changes are bringing in a lot of challenges in bringing out a quality product to the customer. So let's see some of the challenges that digital quality assurance will be facing. As we talked about the technologies and the devices, that's one of the major challenges the QA team would have in bringing out the quality quality in digital. So we have to test across different browsers, different devices. In the market we see there are a lot of devices coming in, new OSs, platforms, everything keeps changing day by day. So we have to test in all these things. The next is we see that the traditional things has been incremented with new technology applications. So the legacy products are also there, and they are supported or they are topped up with the new digital products. So what happens is, like, if these things has to be supported, everything is going to rely on APIs and services. So if these things has to be tested, when we need faster delivery to market, QA cannot wait for everything to be developed and then finally test. So these APIs have to be tested from the early stage, and for that we need to create stubs and which visualizes. Also, like this will be the digital products will be not just communicating to the in-house products, it might also be communicating to the partner products. So in all these cases, testing the APIs becomes important, because that's the backbone or the business logic lies there. So you have to find a way how to virtualize the service and do the testing. So but to the customer, if you see, the main concern would be around service and security and performance. So if the performance is not up to the mark, if the application is slow, user won't be using it. It will be abandoned in no time. And security. So now now with all these disruptive changes, your customer data is flowing across multiple channels, platforms, and devices through social things and other. So security is going to be a real concern. So how are we going to test across these things? Security, make sure that privacy is ensured. So this is going to be a real challenge. Testing performance just for one flow or one server is not going to be enough. So how we are going to look at performance testing on holistically? So that's going to be a bigger challenge. And after this, it's going to be usability, all the user experience related items. So if you see, digital transformation is all about having customer at the heart of the things. So usability is going to play a major role. So testing, compatibility, accessibility, internationalization, localization, usability, everything is going to be really important. So testing this across various devices, platforms, and browsers is going to complicate things. So all these things are going to complicate when it comes to testing not just across one channel, when doing things across multiple channels. So the coverage has to be multifold. So you cannot write a direct scenario of log in, do something, search for it, buy, and check out. So you cannot do that. So do something in a mobile app, then verify that in your online application, and see how that is in the back office, reflected in back office. All these things have to be taken care. So the coverage becomes multifold. In all these things, QA team has to be really very agile, because QA team has to be keeping in par with the technology changes and also the customer changes. So customer behavior changes, and because of that, changes coming in the business has to be adapted. So how fast the product is going to adapt to it, and how fast QA is going to adapt to this and do the testing and give out a quality product. So all these are going to be the challenges in digital quality assurance. So in digital quality assurance, the test priorities are, as you see in the screen, starts with the static code analysis, and then unit testing or the component level test, and then API level test. These three things are going to form a base layer on which everything is going to be built up. So the code, when checked in itself, has to be analyzed, and then the unit has to be tested completely. Then the business logic has to be cleared out. So this basic has to be tested, and then comes the functionality testing. Once functionally tested, all the non-functional items like performance, security, and user experience testing are going to be there. But though I say it as a flow, like first we have to do all the unit level testing and then functional, then security, it doesn't mean that QA team has to wait until functional testing is done to do any non-functional testing. It's not like that. So from the beginning itself, security aspects or performance aspects or the usability aspects of it has to be taken care. Right from the unit or component level, all these things has to be factored in. So there goes the priority. So when business is coming closer to the customer, QA has to adapt to very shorter cycle, feedback cycle, and the feedback has to be given often and quicker. So the team has to be really agile in devising strategies so that they can shorten the cycle. Though I say we have to shorten the cycle, still we have to make sure, QA has to make sure the coverage is best with respect to the channels or the platforms or the browsers or the devices, everything. With respect to everything, they have to make sure the coverage is pretty good. In addition to it, with an eye on security, privacy, performance, usability. So if all these things has to fall in place, then the product has to be delivered on time to the customer with keep on coming changes, then the development strategy has to be continuous development. If the development strategy is continuous development, then obviously the QA strategy should go as continuous testing. Here I have my colleague Jayanth Krishnan to talk more about continuous testing and how it's going to help in bringing out a quality product when the product is when the business is undergoing digital transformation.
Hello everyone. Thanks, Sujatha. Here we are going to. From here on, I'm going to talk about continuous testing in detail, which hope would provide a clear insight why digital sans continuous testing, and during this the part of continuous testing, that is going to be a couple of polling. Looking forward for your participation as well. From Sujatha, it is clear that in order to produce digital transformation software or for a digital transformation initiative, continuous delivery is essential, and thereby continuous testing is inevitable. Before diving deep into continuous testing, it is essential to understand what continuous delivery is all about and its principles. Continuous delivery is a software engineering approach wherein a team produces software in a shorter cycle, ensure reliable software can be released at any point of time. It's about building, testing, releasing software in a quicker cycles and more frequently. In simpler terms, continuous delivery is a straightforward, repeatable process or a solution. And it is based on three key principles. Number one, automate everything, right from building the source to the deployment to the production. Number two, collaboration between business, development, QA, and operations. Number three, continuous improvement and continuous feedback, which is all about operational efficiency. In order to term testing as continuous testing, it has to align with these principles. So this is how we can define what continuous testing is all about. It's an enabler of continuous delivery, a process of executing automated tests in a continuous delivery pipeline. It is all about testing when needed, not when possible. It is based on fail-fast mechanism, that is providing early feedback to prevent defects going down the stream. And it is all about reducing the time to test, which is the biggest block on any software releases, significantly, so that can reach the software or the innovation can reach the market at a faster pace. And finally, it marks the completion of continuous integration. In a nutshell, we can say continuous testing is test early, test often, test everywhere, automate. It's a general misconception that People think continuous testing is all about automated testing. Definitely not. It's a myth. Automation testing involves automated CA-driven execution. Automated CA-driven execution of all the tests that are being accumulated. It's more based on application functionality and based on GUI, whereas continuous testing involves automating tests that are specifically designed to assess the business risks. It involves both functional and non-functional elements of the features, that is like performance, security, compliance, etc. And automation testing is based on extreme programming principles, whereas continuous testing is all about extreme automation. It's not about more automation, but better automation. A failure in continuous testing in automated testing could be anything right from a serious violation to a trivial issue, whereas a failure in continuous testing indicates that there is a business critical risk in the system, and continuous testing always possesses a clear workflow that helps to prioritize defects against the business risk, and thereby allowing the business to make a clear trade-off decision between the scope, time, and quality. And also it encompasses the process to expose similar defects and prevent from reintroducing them into the system. Thus, continuous testing is not same as automation testing. It is something that enables to translate what development developed to something what business can adapt or accept. Further, going down, looking into the characteristics of the continuous testing, it would further clarify that continuous testing is not just automation testing. These are the various characteristics of continuous testing. The first and foremost one, it is all about risk assessment. As we say, continuous testing in continuous testing, the tests are basically designed to assess or address the business risks. The biggest challenge of any testing team in this modern era has been time boxed. That is, the testing just happens after the development is done and before the fixed release date happens. So the amount of risk of failure has increased in the current era. So with continuous testing, you address it better by designing your test against your business risks. It is all about having a comprehensive view of business expectation to mitigate the business risks. It is effectively factoring in business into the software development lifecycle itself. The second characteristic is automation. Again, we are in the modern world where software has become an interface for the business. It has become a key differentiator. Take anything like a net banking or booking a cab. Everything now has become digital, and if you're not into digital, you lose the race. So software needs to be delivered really fast, and it should be a differentiator. And testing is always considered as one of the biggest bottleneck on releasing to the market. Automation is a great tool to deal with, and with continuous testing, it's all about extreme programming, right? Doing automation right from development to until deployment. The third characteristics is prioritization and optimization. It's not automation testing, the traditional automation testing, wherein you test everything. It is testing the right ones at the right time, which helps to make a clear trade-off decision between the scope, time, and quality. Since defects are can be measured against the business risk, the business managers would be able to really assess whether it is to go or no go to the on live. And as I said earlier, it is about like translating what development has developed to what the business is ready to accept or adapt. And it is also it is not just about like prioritization. It also brings in a significant optimization to the entire testing process by starting early or with this the modern technologies. It is very difficult to do all the testing down the stream. It becomes really expensive. By starting early and doing often and testing often, and continuous testing addresses this. The next one is about detection and prevention. The traditional automation testing was all about like defect detection, and it stops there. Whereas continuous testing is next level, like where it also handles how to prevent defects into the system. It's all about like early feedback, so that the defects can be detected right from the beginning and also prevented going down the streams. It is about testing and eliminating defects at the point where it can be easily fixed. Or in short, we can say it's a shift left approach. The first one is about like effectiveness and improvement. Continuous testing is essentially a systematic process improvement. It is like evolving from just measuring the quality of the product to measuring the effectiveness of the process. It is like monitoring both the quality and process. And finally, continuous testing is something that forms a quality gate for automatic promotion. As mentioned earlier, since the test, the defects, everything is mapped against the business risk, it is straightforward to assess whether to go forward on the chain, like from development to QA to production. It is straightforward, and it makes it very reliable and repeatable process. And continuous testing setup or the blueprint. A continuous testing setup can be logically classified or categorized into 4 pieces. That is, you can see on the top boxes: development, continuous integration or DevOps environment, QA environment, and operations. And it also has the set of tests that are performed on these environments. For example, like on development, unit test, static code analysis, like static security screening of the code during the check-ins. On continuous integration, like doing component test, API test, performance at component level or database level, database performance tunings, functional testing, and QA level, like doing certification, regression test, end-to-end test, load, stress, endurance test, and about the security test as well. And on operations, that is on the live production environment, like deployment test, user acceptance test, user experience test, server monitoring for diagnostics, user analytics collection, and it is like a kind of used for the continuous improvement process. And the top on the bottom boxes, we have given some popular tools which are highly used or preferred on these various environments of continuous testing. From all these, about like continuous delivery, continuous testing, its characteristics and environment. You can see continuous testing has some inbuilt ingredients to address the needs of the digital world or digital transformation or digital initiative world by engaging the customer with a quality product, enriching the customer experience with faster releases, addressing the various technical challenges of the quality, say functional performance, security, usability aspects, and thus we say like continuous testing helps digital sans continuous testing. And finally, the success factors of continuous testing. Continuous testing is like doing extreme automation. That is, it's not about just having automation of functional test or the regression test. It is like automating the unit test until to the deployment test of production. It is something which is incremental and repeatable. That is logically compartmentalized. It should be a maintainable process, which is like agnostic to environment, channels, and data. Because with digital world, you have various channels, and then there are a lot of different streams that go in parallel, and the test needs to run on different environments, say it UAT or staging or production or different development streams. So the automation tests should be agnostic, and also the data is also something crucial. That the test should be intelligent enough to handle data on different environments. And finally, it is about continuous improvement and ensuring that the test meets the business risks. With this, we are sort of concluding continuous testing. There is no fun without talking about framework, and there is a lot of discussion on automation. We have a poll right now coming here before moving into the automation framework as well. The poll has been started. We'll wait for 20 seconds. So it is all about like whether the automation framework should ensure like NFR testing as well. So we have the results. 60% of people have said like yes, the automation framework should handle the NFR part as well, and it would be a good, nice feature to have. And here we are talking about an ideal framework, test automation framework AFTA. It's just to show how the test automation framework should be designed for digital purpose. It's a handcrafted framework at Aspire. It is based on Selenium WebDriver, and it also has integration to various other tools like APM, JMeter, Zap, and the beauty of the framework is that it not only does the functional testing, it also encompasses performance and security testing under a single hood. The various components of this framework is like I'll begin with the tools, integration tools, which addresses the various sort of testing. First one at the bottom, OWASP Zap. It is a security screening tool. To do security testing, the tester has to navigate through each and every unique URL and do a security scanning. With this framework, it is automatically done by leveraging the functional test, and the same thing with the JMeter. There are already different tests that are performed on the functional side, and leveraging the same on the performance side. You can convert your functional test into performance test, and leveraging your API test which is developed for your web services by having integration to SOAP UI, and it runs on Selenium Grid to optimize the test environments and to ensure faster turnaround of the automation tests. With this, I think we are done with the session. Hope it gave a good insight on continuous testing, why digital sans continuous testing. Once again, we thank you for all your participation.